Hello everybody, this is Purge bringing you a shoutcast. This is a replay pulled off GoSuGamers.net between MYM and Navi. I believe MYM is a team from Denmark and the other is from Ukraine. I might have it backwards, but those are definitely the two countries that they are representing. This was rated really highly, so I thought I would cast it for you. So starting off a CM mode, we have the first bands through MYM. By the way, this is a 6.72B replay or 6.72. I'm not quite sure which one, but I wanted to pick the ones with the new heroes because it's I don't know. I want the new metagame. I don't want the old metagame that's been rehashed for months and months now. So got an Invoker band starting off. People are very unsure whether or not the Invoker nerfs were heavy enough. They nerfed his base damage, they nerfed Cold Snap a little bit, yeah, mana cost. They nerfed, they nerfed one other thing, I believe it was I cannot remember this, it's Cold Snap and Alacrity, that's what it is. The two spells, when paired together, are obscenely good. So, very powerful early laning game for the Invoker that is hopefully shut down with the buffs, but they did also buff him. They whenever he changes his abilities like Wex, Quas, Extort, that used to stop him in place, kind of like when you tread switch, it stops all movement and you have to reselect that, but they buffed it so that does no longer happen, which is well deserved in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's an Invoker buff, and Invoker is commonly banned, but it's just like an annoying Dota bug that didn't get worked out till now, so that's just how it is. There'll be more bans or more nerfs in the future, but I think there's a lot of really good heroes now that, I mean, he keeps buffing and reworking heroes that are virtually worthless. Troll, but I don't know. There's really a lot of good updates that IceFrog has put in the last patch. So first two bans out of the gate, we got an Invoker and a Shadow Demon, still banned even though he got nerfed a little bit. Still a very powerful hero, and Darkseer and Pugna. Pugna is pretty standard, but I have not seen a Darkseer ban in forever. He used to be very commonly picked 6 months ago or so, but now he's definitely not as popular. I think they buffed his Aghanim. They give him an Aghanims, which lets you give allied illusions, so maybe that's why he's getting banned in this case. Maybe they're calling the power of the new Darkseer, but for now, we are not going to know because he's banned and out of this game. Third ban from MYM is Night Stalker. Kind of surprised about that. I don't think he got a buff this last update. I'll have to check. I don't think he got a... Maybe he got some like attack speed buff for his Stalker in the Night, something like that. I can't quite remember. That's going to be the last ban from MYM, and Navi's going to finish it off with the Clockwork. So let's look at some players here. We have Melk, Razor Missy, Pusher Street, the Playmate, and Mania playing on MYM. We have an Observer, Cinderin. I'm assuming he's streaming this, TV.Cinderin. And then we have, for Navi, we have Artstyle, XBOCT, Oramazid, Goblock, and Dendi. I don't know if all those players are quite normal clan members or not because their names, but yeah, that's who's playing. First pick was a Weaver, and a Nerubian Weaver, and following that we have Nerubian Assassin and an AA, both common bans, especially the Weaver and the AA. So I'm very interested to see the Weaver play against this kind of a lineup. Heavy stunners, heavy nukes. I mean, if you initiate on that Weaver while he's stunned, or maybe he's not paying attention, which at the pro scene is unlikely, but it's possible, you can get him dropped pretty fast. He really has bad strength gain. And I'm kind of interested to see his item build. I mean, every replay I've watched, he's been banned. I haven't seen him played in forever. So I want to see what item builds they go on. I hear Vanguard and Medallion of Courage and Treads are the way to go. So we'll see. Oh, cool. They're going to minus armor team. I just noticed that now. Terror, Shadow Fiend, and Nerubian is 3 heroes worth of minus armor, and that stuff adds up. If you don't know how the armor works, is every point of armor you have gives you 6% more HP against physical damage of any kind. That is physical. So if you reduce someone's armor by 6, you're reducing their physical HP by 36%. So that's how much HP you get reduced by with a Medallion of Courage, which is why it's such a good item. CM pick from Navi for their first round of 3 picks, And I definitely like that pick with a Nerubian Assassin on your team. He's kind of low mana early, and that is just going to give him more ganking potential and more spamming in team fights, because really he does his initiate and stun and mana drain, and after that, if he doesn't get nuked down, he doesn't have a whole lot to do except for sit there and wait for his cooldowns to come off. His damage is pretty low and it's melee, so it's always questionable when you have a melee hero like that. Got a Gyrocopter band in round 2, which I think is, after that last game I watched with the Gyrocopter, he was just dumb. Oh my god, is that a Spirit Breaker band? I think it is. Wow. I did play against Spirit Breaker recently, and he kind of owned me, but I didn't realize that his charge was no longer magic immune, so he would just charge right through, stun me, and I was like, well shit. And then he would ult me, and with proper ganking, Spirit Breaker can be pretty good. I like the Dazzle pick. I definitely think Dazzle is underplayed, but they're really getting him for the minus armor. I've already played against this team setup before, and they owned us, and then our carry, who was a Shadow Fiend at the time, accidentally sold his Black King bar. So then we just had to quit the game because it was not worth playing anymore. And a Slardar. You can only stack so much minus armor, so this is kind of... I mean, it's a pretty solid team setup, but this is like gotta be borderline troll, in my opinion. I mean, this is a show match, so it's not serious or anything, but kind of interesting picks. And we got a Lich on the Scourge team. Lich is just such an awesome hero, so I'm going to expect an AA, Nerub, CM tri-lane, well, Lich solo. And for this team, I'm going to expect Dazzle solo and Shadow Fiend solo with a Slar Venge Nerubian Weaver tri-lane with a Venge Roam. Slar's I don't know who's going to farm between Slar and Nerub. Might be interesting. Maybe we'll see a Dazzle in the tri-lane, which I'd be kind of surprised at. I'm going to try to cast more noob-friendly this game, so I'm going to explain lots of things that everybody who plays Dota a lot already knows, and I don't give a shit, you're going to love it, because I'm trying to get people who don't play Dota into Dota, as you should be, and the #1 way to do that is by being nice, and picking Chen is #2. I love Chen. Chen is so sweet. I cannot wait to see Navi play Chen, and I don't know who's going to play him, but we will see in a moment. So let's see what we got going on over here. Xbox is playing Kel'Thuzad or the Lich. We have a CM being played by Ormazd. Artstyle is playing Chen. Dendi is playing Nerubian Assassin. And Goblok is playing AA for Navi. For Sentinel team, we have Pusher Street playing Dazzle. Milk playing Venge. We have a Weaver going to lane, the Playmate, and Razor Missy is going mid with the Shadow Fiend. Not sure he's quite expecting. If he's got this fast magic stick, I'm gonna expect. He's probably expecting like, God, I don't even know. I guess Lich maybe or CM. What is it gonna be? I'm curious. So first thing I'm gonna cover for all the noobs out there: why is Lich a good solo hero? The reason Lich is a good solo hero is because Lich has an ability that does a huge AoE nuke. Well, the AoE isn't big, but it's like a, max level, it's like a 400 nuke, and it does slow, and it has reasonable cooldown, but to combo with that, Lich also has an ability called Dark Ritual, which sacrifices an allied creep, and you get a percentage of the HP it had as mana. So what you end up doing is just nuking and getting mana, and nuking and getting mana. And Dark Ritual has the added benefit of killing one of your creeps. See right there? Just denied one of his creeps. There are now only 3 creeps going to the lane down here, which means that is 1 creep of EXP that is never going to get picked up by the Sentinel team. This is why Lich is a powerful hero. Constant damage from nuking and denying of your creeps with Dark Ritual. That's the only reason you go Dark Ritual first, because he's going to deny another creep in about 20 seconds or something like that. And then this Nerubian Weaver who's sitting down here is going to have yet another creep's worth of experience completely gone. So mid lane we got a Shadow Fiend versus an Ancient Apparition. Tri-lane top looks like a Crystal Maiden, the Nerubian Assassin, and Chen Jungle, which I like. So pretty much we are soloing a Nerub against a tri-lane. Here's that oh, interesting, Dazzle's in the tri-lane instead of a solo. Which is reasonable because Weaver's really capable solo, so kinda interesting though. Very interesting. Wow, look at those items. Magic stick. You obviously bought wards and a chicken possibly, so just see him doing a little bit of roaming potential. And this is Chen's Satyr Hellcat, going to be dropping some nuking. This bug is dropping some silence down. Wow, look how much damage that was just done. Just from this like Satyr Hellcat and like a stun here and Avenge. This is the power of Chen in a tri-lane. I mean, this is like a 100 damage nuke at level 1, which is pretty significant. Level like 100 damage AoE, and Narub went bugs first or bugs second, not quite sure which, but these bugs do a lot of damage, like 120 damage I believe. So Narub's gonna get all the farm up here, gonna try to build a really fast Dagon, and once he's got that Dagon, he's gonna be so much faster at getting kills. Narub being a little aggressive here. I think he was trying to go for an attack on Lich, but that would have been quite ballsy in my opinion. Sakuchi level 2, I like that. I really like maxing that first over, I did it one game where I got bugs first, but it was a little questionable in my opinion. Just doing some damage on the Lich. Lich is going to nuke here, and going to be a little aggressive. I don't think he's going to go for it. No reason to waste your advantage right there when he does have a little bit of heal packed. I mean, Lev's pretty good harass so far, brought lots of regen to lane against this Lich, and he's going to keep on this pressure and see if he can whittle him down and maybe get a kill out. So, newbie explanation time. This is Shadow Fiend. He's a very, very popular hero in the game. He's a pretty strong laner. He's weak early, a little bit of misplay there with his raise. He's a little weak early, but he's really all around a great hero. The way he works is, you get one of his skills lets you take souls from the creeps you kill. So if you get kills on creeps, they give you +2 damage. When your skill is maxed, you can have a maximum of 30 souls, giving you +60 damage. That is a lot of damage. His other skill, that is predominantly raised, no pun intended, is Shadow Raise. And what that does is an AoE nuke. And the cool thing about it is that you have 3 Shadow Raises for the skill. They're all at different distances and they're all on a different hotkey. So it's very fun to play Shadow Fiend because you have an AoE that goes about here, a medium range, and a long range one. See, that was the long range one. So you can use this for 75 mana to drop a nuke. At level 4, they are doing 300 damage. AoEs, so you can do 900 magic damage at level 7. He's a very powerful hero if played right. This is why he's in practically every single holy shit I played Dota video that you've ever seen. It's because he takes a lot of skill to play and he can pull off some really cool stuff if you play him right. So he is primarily CSer. He's a little weak against stunners, or like a lion can do pretty good. And this A is doing a pretty good job by just harassing him back with the cold feet. So that is this lineup mid. AA is going to play a fairly defensive game. Going to go for this next rune, and he might go for a kill here. He might wait till 6. It's going to be tough to pull a kill out before anything before that. So a little bit more harass coming from this Chen. Sitting at level 3. Chen's a really cool hero. He takes allied creeps, or not allied, but neutral creeps from the game, or enemy creeps if you can. And they're under your control, and then you have the awesome task of microing your balls off. And this is not easy by any means. It takes a while to get enough micro to be able to play Chen, honestly. So, interesting. He's like actually maxing bugs first, I think. Really weird. They're all sitting right here. They're not going to be hit by enemies. They're not going to be whittled down. You can burrow them. But this is kind of like what I like doing with the bugs. Okay, he must be maxed out. I like to right-click the bugs on my hero, and I haven't actually executed this really well yet, but swear to God, that's a good idea. So right-click the bugs on your hero, hotkey them to like 2 or something, and then when you initiate on an enemy, you just right-click them, do your spells, and once in a while you'll just tap 2, press F, and go back to your main hero and keep on the rapage. So a little bit of initiate going on in this Venge. He's going to get a grave if he gets really low. Miss grave. Oh, he got silence. Good silence on the Narub. Totally canceled the possibility. There's the grave. That is going to result in a dead Narub, possibly, maybe, unless... Wow, nice stun dodge by Narub, and that is going to finish off that Slar. Really good play by Narub, still hiding back here. Dazzle is going to try to run out. Oh, getting picked off by... I do not... Oh, that was a Poison Touch. Getting 2 levels of Poison Touch. This is how I like to play Dazzle. Get 3 quick levels, and then max all your support skills. And that gives you the most harass and damage potential from your minus armor allies. So, really good play by Nuru, but unfortunately getting taken out. But he was so close to dying. I thought for sure he was dead. But really well played by that player. Shadow Fiend taking some more harass here. He's going to try to bottle Horde, but it looks like A's got the upper hand. 1 rune top. Does he even have runes? This is Navi. I think... Wow. I think Yeah, Sentinel is playing without runes, or wards on runes, so that's why A has just been rocking so far. Looks like he might, yep, he's going to be doing